To I think we're actually on week 8. I think I got the dates confused last time, of this 12-week series, and I'm coming to you from another corner of my home. So today we're going to be doing a gratitude practice. I'm not going to give you anything to be thinking about now, but within the practice, an invitation to notice how, when I suggest thinking about certain things, that how the mind scrabbles around and sort of sifts. Oh, that's a good one. No, I don't want that one. That's not good enough. And being mindful of that and resting with one, and how, what a challenge that can be. So you can be sitting or lying as you like, listening to your body and your needs. But I'm just going to share a little bit about the practice, why we do a gratitude practice. So, let me. Okay, so it's just a couple of slides looking at why gratitude practices can be so helpful. So gratitude is central to happiness, and mindfulness can help us to cultivate it. So gratitude is the most powerful correlate of happiness, apparently. When we're feeling grateful, our body calms and we feel at peace in all realms of our lives. And it's impossible to feel grateful and stressed at the same time. So this is a basic principle in psychology called reciprocal inhibition. We can't feel two contradicting states at once. And the best part about gratitude is that it's easy to access in little time with practice. So when you enter into a state of mindfulness, you make the choice to open your awareness to all aspects of your experience, the positive, the negative, and the neutral. So over the last 8 weeks, you have been looking at yourself, others, and the world with this open-eyed sense of curiosity, non-judgment, and acceptance. When you apply this same attitude of mindfulness to cultivating gratitude, you may find that you become aware of far more qualities of yourself, others, and the world for which to be grateful. So it is a muscle that we can practice, and that's what we're going to be doing today, and for the home practice as well. So there it is. Let's begin. So setting yourself up in a position that is comfortable for you today in your body. It could be lying down, it could be sitting. You can have your eyes open or closed. I'm going to ask you to begin by taking 3 deep in-breaths. So breathing in for 4, holding for 4, and breathing out to the count of 6. And then holding for 4, breathing in for 4, holding for 4, and breathing out to the count of 6. Holding for 4, breathing in for 4, holding for 4, and breathing out to the count of 6. And then returning your breath to its natural rhythm. So an invitation to check in with your posture, your alignment. If you're lying down, perhaps having something under your knees to support your lower back, perhaps a folded towel under your head to support your upper back and neck. And if you're sitting, ideally having a self-supporting spine. So imagining that somebody is pulling you up by the crown of your head. You will have to engage some muscles to maintain this posture, but checking for tension that's not necessary. And the same for those lying down. The forehead, the jaw, the shoulders. The hands. Perhaps you have other points of tension, and an invitation to let that go. And just taking a moment to check in with yourself. How are you? What emotions, what thoughts, what feelings, sensations can you notice within your body? And taking a moment to be grateful that you have found the time in your busy life to take this time to be with yourself. We are a group of 8 people practicing together. In our various countries and time zones, at the time of the group or in our own time, that you are part of something. You're part of this group, and that you've taken the time to practice these mindfulness skills and techniques. And in doing so, you are taking an active step in taking care of your own health and well-being. Whilst the exercises are simple, in our overstimulated, busy lives, it's not easy resting in stillness with ourselves. So an invitation to set an intention to bring an open and kind welcome to your experience. We're not being passive, nor resigning. Allowing ourselves to experience what it is to be us as we are, with acceptance. So an invitation to narrow your attention to your breath, changing the rhythm in any way, simply breathing in and breathing out. Perhaps finding a point within the breath that's most vivid for you today, that you can use as an anchor within the practice when you get lost in the stories of the mind, the judgments of the busyness. And each time you notice, you can gently and kindly and firmly bring yourself back to the present moment and to this anchor within the breath, or perhaps a neutral point within the body if the breath isn't somewhere that you want to rest. And then once you've grounded yourself back in the present moment, you can expand your attention to wherever we are within the practice. Remembering to follow my guidance only if it feels right for you. This is really important. We're learning to listen to ourselves and to pay attention. And sometimes my guidance may not feel right for you. Listen to yourself on that. So observing your breath. Like a snowflake, no two are the same. And then expanding your awareness from the breath to include all of the body. You breathing. The space above you, beneath you, beside you. The fabric of your clothes against your skin. The air that touches your skin. And as we rest in stillness, sensations may arise that are distracting or uncomfortable. Knowing that you have some options as to how to respond. And practicing over this series. That you can move, weaving the movements into the practice. Noticing how your body knows what to do to adjust, slowing down the movements, and then resting in the felt sensation of having made those movements. Perhaps noticing if you feel relief or perhaps disappointment that it didn't change anything. And as best you can, bringing your attention and awareness to the sensations that you notice. Letting go of the story. You can move. You have a choice. That's noticing if you force yourself to stay in stillness. What's that about? Dropping into the felt sensation that you notice. And then secondly, there's the option of exploring the sensation, noticing shapes and colours and textures, temperatures, whereabouts it is, does it move? Being curious and interested in your direct and felt sensation of the experience, perhaps noticing if you're holding any tension or tightness around the sensation, letting that go. Observing what's left if you let go of that tension and tightening. And then thirdly, there's that playful breath. You can breathe around or into the sensation. In whatever manner works for you. Be like blowing out a candle, or perhaps like fogging up a window, cleaning glasses. And that these are available to you throughout the practice and throughout your days. You can drop into the felt sensation of your body. Even in the most stressful, difficult, or pleasant, pleasurable experiences, that we can drop into our body. The felt sensation of what it is to be ours, that are as much a part of our experience of life as our minds. So exploring your breath within your body. Checking that you're not tensing up your forehead, your jaw, your shoulders, your hands, your own particular hotspots for tension. If you're sitting, an invitation to check in with your posture, that you're not slumped, that you're not leaning one way or another. Having a graceful and dignified posture, honouring this vessel that carries us around. Now an invitation to move your awareness to your experience of sounds. Not particularly searching for sounds, allowing them to arrive and noticing where they are in the body. Perhaps observing how the mind quickly creates images or stories behind the sound, and as best you can, noticing where you experience sounds within the body. Do they move? Perhaps noticing how you label some sounds pleasant and others unpleasant. And as best you can, having an open welcome to all the sounds. The sounds from my space into yours. The room that you're in. The sounds outside your space. Bringing that open and kind welcome. And then narrowing your attention back to your breath in the body. Now I invite you to bring to mind a moment from today or within the last week that you're grateful for. A moment that you're grateful for. Could be that great British cliche of that lovely cup of tea, a beautiful flower, clean bed sheets, an unexpected visitor filled you with delight. It can be big or it can be small. Just spending a moment finding your moment that you're grateful for. Now I invite you to drop into the felt sensation of that within your body as you hold this moment that you're grateful for. Each time your mind wanders, lost in story, an invitation to drop back into the breath in your body and the felt sensation of holding this moment that you're grateful for. How the mind relives it, goes over it and rehearses it. Whilst that's very clever, it's distracting. Bringing yourself back to the present moment and the felt sensation of holding this grateful moment. Your face, your scalp, your ears, your neck, your left arm, your right arm, your fingertips, your back, your chest, your belly, your pelvis, your left leg, your right leg, those toes. What do you notice? What stands out? What's quiet? What's happened to your posture, your breath? Your forehead, your jaw, your shoulders, your belly. Does this grateful moment have a shape or a color or a texture, a movement? Does it have a taste, a temperature? Does it move or rest in stillness somewhere in your body? And now an invitation to narrow your attention back to your breath. Not changing the rhythm, simply observing the flow of your breath as you breathe in and you breathe out. And then expanding your awareness from the breath to include all of your body, your breath in your body. Now, I invite you to bring to mind an object that you're grateful for. Your car, your favorite mug, comfortable bed, pair of shoes, some inanimate object that you are grateful for. Okay. Not struggling too hard to find that something. And then dropping into the felt sensation of what it is to be grateful for this object that you have. Being that impartial witness to yourself. As we drop into the felt sensation of gratitude of an object, not a living being, willing to see and observe your experience as if for the first time. What is it to be you in this moment, grateful for this object? Allowing the present to be as it is. You don't need to change anything. As we hold this experience in our mind's eye, this object in our lives, made by somebody, delivered by somebody, given by somebody. Scanning your experience from your head to arms, your trunk, your left leg, your right leg, your toes, the balls of your feet, your ankles, your knees, your hips, your lungs, your heart, your fingertips, your joints, your elbows, your shoulders, your neck. What is your felt and direct experience of holding in our mind's eye this object that we're grateful for? That childlike curiosity, what it is to be as in this moment, practicing gratitude together. And now an invitation to narrow your focus and awareness back to the breath. Simply breathing in and breathing out. And then expanding that awareness from the breath to include all of your body. Checking in with your posture, your breath. You're not tensing your forehead, your eye sockets, your jaws, your shoulders, your belly. Breathing in and breathing out in the space of your body. And now an invitation to bring into your mind's eye someone who you're grateful for. noticing how the mind sorts and sifts who to pick. Perhaps like a pack of cards, just pick one. Maybe there doesn't feel like there's so much choice. Perhaps if that's the case, picking someone fairly neutral who you're grateful for, the postman, the lady in the local shop, neighbour who always says hello. Somebody that you are grateful for. And then dropping into the felt sensation of holding this person in your mind's eye. What is the felt sensation of holding this person that you're grateful for in your mind's eye? Perhaps scanning from your toes, your ankles, your shin and the calf, your knees, your thighs and hips, your lower belly, your lower back, middle belly, middle back, the chest, the ribs, the shoulders, your left arm, your right arm, your neck, and your face. What is the felt sensation of holding this person in your mind's eye that you are grateful for? And now an invitation to bring your awareness back to your breath in your body. You breathing, taking a moment to notice the points of contact that you're making with the earth, the fabric of your clothes against your skin, the air against your skin, and an invitation to take an internal weather report. What, if anything, can you notice in this moment? What's standing out? What's present? What is it to be you in this moment? And an invitation to bring your awareness to yourself. And gratitude for your body, that for the most part does what you need it to do without you having to ask. It's unsentimental about it. Taking a moment to observe yourself with tender awareness, tenderness, like you might a newborn child or a puppy or a flower that's beginning to bloom. your body that carries you through your days. And then narrowing your attention to your breath. Simply breathing in and breathing out. This breath that nourishes us, cleanses and detoxes. Our breath that gives us life. And then expanding your awareness from your breath to include all of your body. Simply being. The new story of your life. Say you finally invented a new story for your life. It's not the story of your defeat or of your impotence and powerlessness before the large forces of wind and accident. It's not the sad story of your mother's death or of your abandoned childhood. It's not even a story that will win you the deep initial sympathies of the benevolent goddesses or the... But it is a story that requires of you a large thrust into the difficult life, a sense of plenitude entirely your own. Whatever the story is, it goes as it goes, and there are vicissitudes in it. Gardens that need to be planted, skills sown, the long, hard labours of prose and enduring love. Deep down in some long encumbered self, it is the story you have been writing all of your life, where no calypso holds you against your own willfulness, where you can rise from the bleak island of your old story and tread your way home. So moving and stretching in whatever way your body feels called to do. I'm going to share a cup of tea. And I've got basil flowers today. So if you ever let your basil flower get to the point of flowering, not quick enough, make yourself an infusion from the flowers. So I'm going to pause the recording. So for those practicing at home, an invitation to press pause and reflect on your direct experience of that practice of resting in the felt sensation of gratitude, the time that you've taken of that mindful that moment, gratitude, the object and the person, and then the body and the breath. So to close, there will be a gratitude practice as the home practice for this week. It's around 8 minutes, 7 to 8 minutes. So again, this cultivating, building this mindful muscle around gratitude. But we'll close with a 3-part breathing space. So wherever you are, just taking a moment to arrive in your body. That's having an awareness of any thoughts, feelings, sensations that you're noticing in your body. What's standing out, what's quiet. And then noticing your breath. So narrowing your focus to your breath, simply breathing in and breathing out. And then expanding your awareness from the breath to include all of your body. The space above you, beneath you, beside you, in front of you. And just taking a moment to be grateful for the time that you have taken for yourself, that you are taking an active step in taking care of your own health and well-being by being here, practicing with us. And as best you can, taking the sense of connection and awareness into whatever you have left to do with your day. Thank you so much for joining me. Do reach out if there's anything you've got, any queries or questions or feedback. I will see you next week.